Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and today we are going to be talking about a special educational competition program. And my special guest is Ravi Rajan, and also we have Bana Houston, who is conducting this meeting. Before we go any further, let me share my screen. And okay, there we are. Here is the flyer, which is the Bihar Association of North America, which is having a e-academic competition for grades 1 through 12 in the topics such as math, science, spelling bee, vocabulary, art, all these different things. And my special guest is Ravi Rajan, and we have another representative from Bana Houston, that is Vinay. Okay, welcome to Triple N Media, gentlemen. And Ravi, you can start off by giving a brief history of Bana Academic Fest. Then we'll talk about how we can walk through the registration process, and particularly what happens on the day of the event itself, so people have a pretty good idea as what to expect.
Thank you, Dr. Nikam, and good morning, everyone. I'm just pleased to be here talking about our key event of the year. Just a brief history about the Bihar Association of North America. We have been in existence for more than 20 years. And for 23 years, we have been organizing this academic festival. A lot of our alumni or students who have participated in this event have gone on to become very successful in their career and life. A lot of our member kids, students have been very successful. So this platform provides a great opportunity for the students at the end of the summer, typically, to basically make use of their summer time to prepare for variety of tests and then appear for this test.
Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah, because of pandemic, this has been done in person. Typically, we do at the University of Houston campus on Stafford in Cash Road. But because of the COVID, we could not do it last year. So last year we did virtual as well. And although the life is coming back to normal a little bit this year, but we still wanted to kind of take extra precaution and continue doing it virtual this year. I'm seriously hoping that we will do, as usual, in an in-person event next year. So that's a little background.
So this year it is going to be virtual.
Like that is correct. That's what we call.
Okay, let's start off with. So, what age group children are we talking about?
So with me, a little bit, let me finish my introduction real quick. Sure. With me, I have Bana again is a organization. It's a 503c nonprofit and has been in Houston for, as I said, more than 25 years. About 25 years. And with me, I have the lead coordinator for this year's Academic Fest, Vinay Karna. So what I would refer Dr. Nikam is either me or Vinay will take this question, and I'll basically we'll make that format, right? So you can ask a question for me or Mr. Vinay Karna. Both of us will answer your question.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So to answer your question, this event is for K-12, as it's evident. So, and we have divided in 4 different grouping just for the better management of the event, as well as just for the logistic perspective. So grade 1 through 3 is the primary, and 4 through 5 is elementary. Grade 6 through 8 is middle, and 9 to 12 is high. Keep in mind, these are not the grade that you have completed. This is the grade a student will be entering in August.
Okay, so this is from grade kindergarten all the way up to grade 12.
Yeah,
if I understand correctly.
Yeah, yes, 1 to 12, you can say, starting in fall.
And when we say we are testing for math or science, just give me an overview of what are we actually testing for.
So you see, for example, let's say this even again, if you start with 1 to 3, so the math and science, the questions are normally taken from first grade, second grade, third grade. It's not that, like a first grade might see this one that little bit tough when it comes for second grade, third grade, but it's a combined together. The math is one module for elementary or primary and elementary like that. And similarly, you have this, the science, for example, if you take from 4th to 5th grade, you have a math and science, right? So math part, you'll see that will be again from some questions taken from 4th grade, some questions taken from 5th grade. So on average, like a 5th grade will find a little bit easier and 4th grade will find a little bit harder. However, the grading and the judging is done within that grade, even though questions are there across like 4th and 5th together, but grading is done and prizes are given within that grade. So
you mean if there are 4th, 5th, and 6th grades, they're all graded based on their level?
Right. So for example, take an example of math.
Yeah.
It is for 4th and 5th category, right?
Yes.
So some questions have been taken from 4th, some from 5th. So 4th grader will find a little bit difficult. But when we give the prizes and grading, we do within that grade only. So they will be not competing against 5th grade. The questions will be for 5th grade as well to actually challenge them, right? For 4th grader, that they are challenged for 5th grade questions, but they are graded or they are like a given first, second, third, whatever within that grade only. So
it's possible. It's possible some of the 4th graders can outperform 5th and 6th graders.
That will be awesome. That's what we are looking for. Yes, but
because some of them are so far advanced. I mean, this may be like a piece of cake for them.
That's correct, right?
And we have seen on that token, Dr. Nikam, what we have seen is going to the science. Some of the time, the SAT practice test that we do, the kid who is just going to the high school outperforms everybody, even the seniors and the juniors. Yeah, so they come on the top. The kid who is going to the 9th grade, we have seen that.
So this is going to be on what, August 7th?
That is correct. August 7th, it will start from 8, it will end at 4, depending upon which test we are taking. It has a different schedule.
Oh, okay. So let's say I have 2 grandkids, 10 and 11, and if they want to enroll, I mean, we got a very short period of time. How do they enroll? And then next, we will maybe walk through what those students can experience during the test day itself.
Okay, sure. That's a good question. Let me start with the 10 and 11 you said, because they are 10 and 11, so they fall into high, right? So they can only do SAT for that, right? But in other cases, they can do any test, math, science test like that. So the first thing they need to do, they need to go to banahouston.org, and there is a registration link there, right in the front page, registration link. You register which grade they are going to be in fall, right? What's the name and one email address, and then $20 per student. That's the registration fee. So you go ahead and register there first, okay? Then depending upon which test you want to take, there are practice tests available, right? So for example, math, science practice tests, last year's tests and other things are available. Except for art and SAT, we do not have practice test before the exam, but in many other cases, we have the practice test. A spelling bee, you have the word list available now that you can practice for a spelling bee. Okay, a speech, the speech topics are already declared, right? So students will prepare from now till 6th of August, and 7th of August will be the event day. For the event day, you will be having 2 Zoom to connect to. One Zoom will take your front computer and one Zoom will take your back computer, right? So it will be quality will be tested here, right? It has to be quality. It should be foolproof of any kind of, the mischievous things can happen, right? Good students will not certainly do, but as a practice, as a benchmark, we'll have to set this process, right?
Binay, can I interrupt for a second? Dr. Nikam, there are a couple of people waiting in the lobby.
Oh, yes.
Can you?
I should have just did automatic admission. So this, I think there's one person. Okay, go ahead, please.
Sure.
Well, it's good we got so many participants, and this shows they are quite interested in knowing about the program and also taking part in the program. I'm quite impressed.
Right.
So
Right.
to answer your question, Dr. Nikam,
Yeah.
it's straightforward. Bana Houston, there's a link, follow the link, and you did $20 registration, you're done.
Yeah.
Right. And then you
Okay.
come to the mock test, and we will do the mock test to make sure their computers and other things are good. The day of event, students or their parents help them to come on the Zoom. So everybody will be on the Zoom. Particularly for a spelling bee, we have to have 2 Zooms. So in other areas, it's a 1 Zoom, and they take the test and all, and the results will be declared, either same day in some cases, in other cases, it will be next day. The results will be declared. And then we'll have trophies, certificates, prizes, and things like that.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's say I am like a 10-year-old kid taking a math test. What do I expect to see from the math test point of view?
So 10-year kid, you are talking about a grade 4 or 5 in that case, right? So that falls into elementary, and then you can take general math test there, right? So previous year's math exams are available. You can say you take your normal, like a little algebra type of thing starting and all, but those tests are there either, we have created tests separate from last year tests plus last year test. Those are available to practice. So you practice them, right? And once you practice and then you go event day, then we'll have new test for you to take on that day.
So how long is this math or science test? How many questions are there?
So that's a good question.
Anyone, Mr. Verma, can you elaborate on that?
You can unmute yourself.
Sure. Yeah, I'm here. This is Verma. Typically, we have around 50 questions.
Yes.
For about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
And per question, correct question is 5 points. And if the person answers wrong, it's a -3. So it's a negative marking system. So kids have to be very careful which questions they attempt.
So they have what, 40 questions in 40 minutes?
50 questions to answer in 40 minutes. That the maximum points is 250.
Oh, okay.
If each and every question correct, it's 250 points.
That's good. And this is done like any typical online exam where they just look at the screen and go through question by question.
Yeah, we have a very good arrangement since last year for taking online test. It's a software called ICC. Not ICC. iClick exam.
Yeah.
And iClick.net, I guess, .com. And the kids know about this. The questions appear one at a time. Once they answer one question, then the next one comes up. It's a multiple choice, so they can work on paper on their desk, but they have to answer A, B, C, D. I think there are 5 options per question. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get a little bit nosy here. So let's say you give a question and then say answer 1 and 2 are correct, answer 3 and 4 are correct, or answer 1, 2, 3 are correct. Do you have some questions like that?
No, there are no questions like that. We go through this question set very, very carefully. It goes through around 4 evaluators, one after the other. And the questions are set by TMSCA. They are a very well-reputed Texas Math and Science Coaches Association. They are a very well-reputed organization in Texas. They set the questions for us. They call it Bana Invitational. And it goes to a very high standard of verification and all that. And it is set by very well, experts in math and science in the Texas schools.
So it's sort of similar to SAT or PSAT kind of questions?
No, it is different. TMSCA is a very well-known organization in Texas, and a lot of kids take those tests. They're both online as well as at schools, and they have a state championship typically in San Antonio. So they are the people who set the questions for us. So
Barmaji, what I believe that Dr. Nikam is asking, that question itself is close to leading to PSAT or leading to SAT.
No, they are different. I mean, they're different than those tests. That's what I was trying to tell you. That
I know. I'm talking about just the format.
Format, yes. So
yeah, because I mean, if a lot of these students have taken all these tests in the school, and especially PSAT and things like that, if it's similar
it is very
format,
similar. Yeah, you have exactly a question and then 4 or 5 options to choose from. Yeah.
But
so let's talk about the spelling bee, which gets a lot of attention. I like science and math. I'm a scientist. Let's talk about spelling bee. I don't ask me to spell spelling bee. So how does this form?
Let me take that up a question for you, Dr. Nikam.
Yeah.
So this year, as I said earlier in my introduction, Bana has been doing this in person in a physical facility. So spelling bee, conductive spelling bee has been pretty traditional. As you see on the national championship, we used to follow the similar format, and so no problem. But with the online event, spelling bee becomes very, very difficult. So we could not do a spelling bee last year. However, we have a partner this year who has a lot of experience conducting spelling bee online. So therefore, we have partnered with them, and they are experts in that area in conducting spelling bee online. They are helping us. So as curious as any parents or students are, we are very curious to see it to be successful this year. So we're looking forward to it. But in summary, what will happen is there are 2 devices. One that student actually participates on, and there'll be another device that will make sure the room and the surroundings are what do you call that, appropriate, right?
Quite and uninterrupted.
And the company that is doing for us is Spell Pandit, run by Ganesh Dasari.
Yeah.
So they are doing that one. Yeah.
They have a good,
it's not like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you can call your mother-in-law or somebody and get a cue.
No, that's not going to happen.
In this 360-degree surveillance, that will not happen.
Oh, I see. That's good. Yeah. Let's talk about the art and painting, and how is that accomplished, and how much time is allotted for those?
Art and painting, I believe it's 1 hour, if somebody corrects me.
It's half an hour, 30 minutes.
It's half an hour. Okay, thank you very much. So it's half an hour. And what we do is people paint, the kids paint and they upload it. And then there are a set of judges who basically judge the picture and go forward from there. So
are all these tests going on simultaneously in different Zoom rooms, or are they in a sequence?
It's all happening on parallel. So we have 4 different Zoom links for 4 different tests.
Yeah.
And the exception is spelling bee, because for each spelling bee we have 2 Zoom links, one for the room, one for the actual student.
So if like grade 4 to 5, do they spend the whole day, or is it just their 3 or 2 segments they participate in?
So they are when they register, they get the whole package. They have an option.
They get the schedule as when the Zoom meeting is going to be.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So, but let me tell you, the grade 4 to 5, the $20 that they pay, they are eligible to participate in math, art, spelling bee, and science. But it doesn't mean that you have to participate, but you have the option to participate. And we will publish the schedule of those 4 tests. And so if I'm a kid, I just want to do math and science, I can choose to do that.
Right. So Ravi, I can give tentative schedule. So like, for example,
we don't have to give schedule right now. It's okay. Just let's explain the concept.
Sure.
That's wonderful. And Ravi, you said you had somebody who had taken these tests in the past. Maybe we can have them shed some light as to, how the experience was, the first-hand experience.
I hope that the teenagers or the college students who have taken the test, they would have joined. I don't see them join.
Okay,
these teenagers are hard to, they're pretty simply,
Yeah. So do you have any students who have signed up this time? Are they online?
Let's ask.
Some of them are online, yes.
Let's ask.
Okay, let's ask questions. Let's have them ask questions because they are the ones who are taking the test. I'm asking all the questions.
Dr. Nikam, by the way, you have a couple of questions in the chat also. So if whenever you have time, you can.
Okay, I'll have to look for my chat. Okay, let's see.
So Raviji, Tony is here. If any student has any question, he has taken this test before.
Okay, good.
I have a question.
Please,
Yes, go ahead.
yourself.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, actually,
Could you identify
I'm
your name and tell us?
Visali.
Okay.
I'm a mother of daughter of Rajni. Actually, for registering for SAT, do I need to pay the money in Bana website and then register in Test Masters?
So I'll take that question. Visali, for first we need to register right at banahouston.org. Okay, and that will be $20. And after that, you do not have to pay anything else. But we will give you the link to register at testmaster.com as well. So that, but you understand that SAT is a practice test on the day of event only. So you will be given the test on that day, and your daughter will practice at that time. I mean, that's practice.
Oh, okay. What I understood is once I pay the $20 in Bana website, I will be getting a link to register in Test Masters, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, I think our Zoom is going to end in about 10 minutes. So let's answer some of these questions that are on this chat panel. If we are unable to register the Test Masters SAT, could you please clarify this?
Yes, so if you are not able to register because we have not given your name there to Test Master yet, we will give the name to Test Master, and Test Master, then you will be able to register at Test Master.
There's another question.
That is for day of event. So we will finalize that one next weekend.
Okay, here's another question. Can a student skip a question and come back later?
Yes, anybody want to take that question? What I understand, I can say.
Let Tony answer that.
Yeah, sure.
He's a past student. Tony, you there?
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay.
You can park the question that I have seen.
He's here. Can you repeat the question again? He's here.
Okay, can a student skip a question and come back later?
SAT. Test Master.
So within the same section, you can skip a question and come back. But if you left a question blank in a previous section, then you can't return to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we pretty much covered most of the questions. And of course, let's give out the contact information before we conclude this program. It's been quite informative and educational. And hopefully, we will produce a video and put it on YouTube and share it on Facebook so that it would be helpful to all the people who have already registered and also people who are thinking about registering for this great contest.
Somebody asked about art contest.
Yeah. We got 1 minute.
Oh, okay. So art contest, yes, it will be on paper and then you will scan and send it to us. So it will be art given, and then you take that one, write down on your paper and scan it, and we will score it.
Okay. Let's give out the contact information one more time. And it's been quite informative. Thank you.
For anything, Dr. Nikam, for any inquiry, please send an email to Bana Houston, BANA Houston @gmail.com. We do our best to respond as soon as possible. For a call, you can call the numbers on the screen with Vinay Karna, 281-300-6473, or Rajiv Jha, his number is 201-887-3613, or Mr. Sumit Anand, 832-350-2251.
Yeah, this flyer will be on the YouTube channel throughout during the presentation. Ravi and Vinay and Vikram, Vaishali, thank you so much for being on Triple N Media, and wish you all the best of luck, and hopefully you have more candidates since they can't go anywhere. they might ask for come and take the test and maybe walk away with some trophies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, Dr. Nikam, thank you so much for your time. I have another.
Do we have 2 more minutes? There was some questions in the chat. I think it will be good to answer those.
Yeah. So
yeah, I pulled up. I think we can answer. You remember the question? Where's the chat?
Let me do that, Dr. Nikam, for you. I can.
Yeah, okay.
Let me read the question for
you. You can just read this and.
Yeah. I have 2 kids.
A lot of this we have answered already in the discussion, and when they watch the whole video, they'll be able to do it. Yeah.
I have 2 kids registered, but only 1 email ID. Where shall I send 2 email ID?
Yeah, you need to have 2 email IDs. So please send it to banahouston.org with your name, and we'll include other email ID as well.
Does it answer?
Time limit for art contest is already answered that.
So each student needs to have its own unique email address because that's how we identify.
Yeah.
So they have
got quite a few questions here.
Yeah.
I think we have answered quite a few questions during the discussion. They can just watch this one, and if you all have any questions, you're always welcome to call those numbers on this banner, and they will be more than happy to answer you. And because we want to help you succeed, we want you to join and take part, because you're not doing much on Sunday anyway. So gentlemen and ladies, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we have been talking about the Bihar Association of North America Bana academic competition test, which is going to be held on August 7th between 8 a.m. on 4 p.m. on Zoom. So please register and have fun. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nikam.
Sure.